All right, let's get to making a few things. Now, as you begin the modeling process, be aware that you'll be dealing with shapes that are both two-dimensional and three. Now, one thing we need to get on the table right away is the fact that Max uses different terms to describe each. You see, 2D or flat objects in 3ds Max are more commonly referred to as shapes. The word object is more typically reserved for the three-dimensional things that you'll build in your scene. So from here on out, I'll do my best to keep things separate. When I use the word shape, I'll be specifically referring to things that are 2D. When I use the word object, I'll be specifically referring to things that are 3D. How's that? It's like the difference between a rectangle and a box, or a circle and a cylinder. The first in each example is a shape. The second would have been an object. You'll get more used to using the correct terminology once you have a little more time in on the program. Now, I think it's pretty obvious why we create things that are 3D. That depth and dimension is what it's all about, right? But those 2D shapes, what are they specifically used for? Well, simply put, 2D shapes are used to make 3D objects. And you make that conversion over to 3D by using one of the many different modeling commands that Max gives you in your toolbox. Commands that give you the opportunity to create almost any shape your imagination can muster up. Now, 2D shapes also serve another purpose, and that's for creating a path for other things to follow, like a camera through an architectural walkthrough, or maybe a spaceship as it dodges the asteroids in its way. So now you know the difference between shapes and objects. What we probably ought to talk about next are the names, the little bits and pieces that make up those shapes and objects. Max calls those smaller little components sub-objects. In our next video, we'll break all that down for you. Let's go ahead and get to that.